Today we're going to be talking about the importance of training and development. And in this world of technology and IT, it's vital for us to continue our training, our education, because our business depends on it. And that's one of the most important things that people look in in our services. So it's very important for us. It's a very important topic for us. So I'm going to start with the first question. I'm going to start with you, Israel. What is the importance of training and development? What is the important? Why do we should we continue training and developing ourselves?
Yeah, definitely. I think training is something that you do throughout the course of your life, right? You're not gonna know everything, and even if you try, things are gonna continue to change. So, for us, I think it's important to have a training program so that people can learn, so that people can adapt, so that people can grow. We want to foster an environment where we raise leaders in our team, with our clients, with our workforce, right? And so, in order to do that, as technology changes, we need to give them the opportunity for them to grow. And so, training programs become part and key of that development process for employees. And like you mentioned, I think this is more than just in the workplace. I think people quickly realize that they have to learn new technologies, new things for them to grow. So the part of growing and personal development, training is just one component of that.
Yeah, I think it also helps with the employee retention, as is your employees doesn't feel lost, or they need to feel empowered and capable of doing the job, especially if it is new hires coming from no background. Um, I mean, no background based on the kind of business that they're jumping into, and so it's very very helpful to know that your company is backing you up with the training and the knowledge, excuse me, that you need to be able to face whatever issues, or to complete your tasks on the job.
Yeah, and there's definitely benefits for not only the individual employees, but also the company is going to benefit from new strategies and new products that they can access with more trained, more highly developed employees.
Yeah,
I agree.
also
And
the
as an
reputation.
opinion, I'm sorry. Go
Sorry, go
ahead.
ahead. Oh no, I was just gonna say that now that Austin touched the company
Benefits.
value, yeah, so the reputation and the profile of the company, it's affected in a good way, because you have
Right.
recognition. And then you know uh, people looking for a job, they usually want training, they usually want certain things being provided from their company. So and it also gives consistency on the employees, because we all kind of have if you're having the same training, then we all have the same knowledge in sort of a way.
And
And you
and
said,
another thing is that in my opinion, I think that also, and we've seen this, not everybody that is going to be hired or is going to be part of the organization, not necessarily they all qualify. Technically, they all qualify for the job, or they don't have all the expertise. Some of the people, they have other soft skills that are as important, and they are worth maybe training. They're more worth. Okay, so these guys, they don't have the experience, but I think it's worth giving this guy a shot. Let's train this guy. Let's provide this guys with the knowledge that they need in order to do the job, because we understand that for some particular reason they have the potential, don't you think?
absolutely. And not only that, even if they do have the technical aptitude and skills, the processes that we have in our team may be different than when they came from. For example, in our team, we require people and clients to open a ticket for them to get support, right? So they may come from an environment where they're used to working with the client right away, whereas we need to teach them and train them on the processes that we have so that we can have a minimum consistent level of support. So that's going to be important across the board, no matter where they go, right?
Yes, and also in Sendian, we focus a lot on the company culture and the people that we hire. We really focus on their attitude and how they face issues and things like that. So tips for the new, people trying to become a Sendian employee. You better have a good attitude. Try to uh, the way you handle things and the way you face your issues and your troubles in life, then it's gonna affect a lot the
Yeah,
way
the
we see
attitude, the
you.
attitude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is as like I said, it's as important, and not everybody's gonna know everything, and
Right.
so, and it's very important, and which is gonna lead us to the next point. What are the benefits of
Hmm.
what benefits you guys see when it comes to training and development?
I
I mean, I
think.
think. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead, Austin. Go ahead.
I before we jump into the next one, I want to say that there's lots of different kinds of individuals, and there seems like there's more and more types of digital learning. It's not all centered in the classroom, whether it's technical skills or business professional skills. You definitely want to keep your options open when it comes to what kind of training you'll be experiencing, whether it's learning directly from someone, almost like a mentor, or taking an online class. It's all different ways of pursuing the next level that you want to get to.
And keep in mind too that now education is an area where it's changing completely because of the coronavirus, right?
Exactly.
So this classroom setting, I think, will start to become less and less relevant. Now we're seeing people like this getting together on Zoom meetings. We're seeing a lot of people relying on YouTube to look at videos. So the media-rich environment will become relevant for your learning, for your growth, learning from things that are posted online, interacting in a class environment where not everyone is in a classroom setting. I think it's going to be that's going to be the way of the future.
It will be
Absolutely.
challenging. It will be
Yeah.
challenging though, because a lot of people are used to see things. Visual learners, they would rather be in a classroom looking at the teacher drafting on the word.
Right.
Is
So
experience like a fancy word for education, if you will? Because we have college education at school, but the education continues at the workplace. You know what I
I,
mean?
I think it's a mix of both. I think you really need education and experience
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
the workplace. You need a formal background of skill sets and knowledges, but you also need experience in the way that you mentioned it earlier, Nelson. You have to come in and do your job every day. And to do that, you need the proper training and mentoring.
Right. And back on the benefits of why training is important, you want to help address skill weaknesses, or things that are changing. For example, you may hire an employee or potential employee just because they're a good leader, they're quickly able to grow, they tend to adapt better for a number of reasons, right? And that person may or may not have all the necessary skills to perform their day-to-day task. But if you give them the opportunity to grow, if you give them the right tools, if you provide the training, that person can shine in your organization. Because one of the things that we foster our organization is culture, right? We want to find people that have the right culture, the right mindset. Uh, the technical stuff we can teach, right? And so having a good training program is going to be key to our success.
that's why we usually say that you can be the smartest person in the room, but if you don't have the social skills, you probably won't be won't get along with us, because that's not what we look for. We look for
Right.
good people So that's,
That
and
can
I pre
blend in.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and not only that, I mean, we look for honest, professional, trustworthy, a number of different factors that become more than just a technical skill set, right? Having a technical training program or just a training program in general helps us cultivate and foster a culture that is indicative of who we represent and what we want to do, right? So I think that's important for us.
Yeah, I think also one more thing I wanted to say there. Usually, when you give someone the opportunity to come work with you, if when they really want it and they know they're not at the level uh, that's expected from that person, but they're hungry and they really want it, they're gonna go and they're gonna do their individual studies at home or whatever they need to do to stand to the occasion, and then
Rise to the
sooner or later,
occasion.
yeah, and then that's gonna be noticed. Someone's
Right.
always watching, and that person is gonna get what they deserve, but in a good way.
Right.
And something that I think that is as important, if not more, than individual education and experience, I think it's also a matter of the organization, because that is going to keep like a consistent expertise among the employees,
Right.
which is going to help us do what we need to do at the end of the day. And yeah, that's I could say, I would dare to say that's basically the most important thing, because at the end of the day, it's a business.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's so, we're running out of time, so what? Let's talk about the types of training that there is people have available out there or in the organization to develop themselves.
Well, I think we have on the job, we have in-house, we have individual trainings. There's a lot of virtual training going on. Do you guys have any other ones coming
Yeah,
up to your mind?
definitely YouTube videos on Vimeo of tutorials on how to do certain things, but also not just technical skills, but seminars and lectures about professional development and ways to improve your soft skills like communication and collaboration.
I think also to follow, your the folks that you're trying to learn from and emulate, whether that's a company like Microsoft, Office 365, Azure, Infor, Oracle, PeopleSoft. Follow those organizations because a lot of times they will put out information that can be beneficial and considered kind of training, right? So I would say follow them. I would also say follow on the soft skill, follow people who are considered influencers and leaders in that kind of space. We know who they are. They're all over the social media, on LinkedIn, on Instagram and whatnot, and Twitter. Follow those because they have nuggets of information that can help you quickly learn. Also, the amount of time people are consuming things is changing. You know, we were going from 1 hour, 2 hour seminars to now 10, 15 minutes, and maybe even less. So the rate of which you're expected to consume and learn information is going to changing. It's going to be changing. It's going to change.
Yeah,
Mentoring.
Yeah.
and also there is, I think there haven't been a better era of opportunities to learn. There's a ton of free content out there from Microsoft, from all of those brands and companies that they really want you to be successful and they want you to learn their stuff. So they're providing all this free training. Why not take advantage of that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think
There
as
has
far as
never been
training
more
goes,
tools out there to learn
yeah,
than in this age.
yeah, I think as far as training goes, it's more of a long-term investment. You're not going to get your money back right away as soon as you purchase a textbook or an online class. You're investing in yourself, or the company is investing in you to succeed over the long term, not just immediately.
Hmm.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So I enjoyed the conversation. It was great conversation. So we can talk about this all day.
Yeah.
We're wrap it up. So thank you guys for being here. Want to let everybody know, so please engage with us, contact us if you want to be part of the podcast. Follow us on social media, on YouTube, Vimeo, Instagram, with LinkedIn. We're very active on LinkedIn. This podcast is going to be available on Spotify, Anchor, and now we're on Apple Podcasts. So download the app, check us out. And so, Israel, anything else that you would like to add?
You know, what I would add is, you know, let us know what kind of topics you want to talk about, kind of topics you want to hear. We're constantly talking about different things, from technology to soft skills to a number of other topics. Let us know what you're interested in hearing about. We also welcome you, like you mentioned, Nelson, to be part of our podcast and part of our team. We're working remote. We're trying to get back to an environment where we were before, but I think it's going to be a while.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.